Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Sugar No Cream podcast. My name is Sig, and I'm just happy to be here. Once again, Seth is out of town. Sir, is there a problem? I'm just now meeting you for the first time. My name is Sid. What is your name?
Sig?
Sid.
Sid.
I didn't stutter. Is there something funny with the way I talk?
Yes, there is. There's a funny.
My mother never said I talked funny. Weird. Tell me nothing. Seth. Wait, Seth. I mean, Sid. Sid. Seth isn't here. Sid, you're a special boy. That's what my mama said.
Well,
Then she got ran over by a
I
tractor.
hope we got sound, buddy.
Somewhat.
So, okay, we're good. We're good. Okay.
It sounds like I'm saying something else other than Sid.
Okay, we're good. We got sound. So,
all right, that's
we have done complete podcasts with no mic and no sound. We have done that, and so I'd rather take the chance to check it at the beginning.
Not no sugar, no cream, no problem. That's the name of the last podcast. If you're wondering, you should check it out. Check out. It's a good podcast. There's a lot of history in that podcast. It was a good podcast. I just reviewed it and made the bulletin and such. And
so Sid, how did you get on here? How did you get on?
Still here. Oh, sorry. I went out of character, but forgot to take off the glasses. There's no magnification, so it was like, I forgot they were there. I could see. Sid, I don't know. I just started doing something. Because I think of Sid the Sloth from that's one of my favorite characters. He's got a lisp, and I just imagine him with glasses. He's got really big, funny eyes, big nose, and I guess I just imagine him having glasses. So Sid the Sloth. I guess that's what I was going for. Yeah.
So this is number 73 of our 73. Podcast.
Even and Tim said it wasn't.
We have, isn't it amazing that an uncle and a nephew can get along long enough to do 73 podcasts?
You're my uncle.
We're related.
You're my
related.
You're my lost uncle. I haven't seen you on 23andMe. It ain't true until I see you on 23andMe. Which is fun. I did 23andMe. It's pretty cool to look at all the numbers and such.
There is numbers and such. What percentage? What was your breakdown?
I didn't break anything. I just spit.
What was your percentages of?
It was a bunch of percentage, mostly German. What German and a little bit. I think French. I think mostly from my mom's side. I think it was German, right? It's mostly German.
Yeah.
And then supposedly, according to a lot of people, Indian or part
American
Indian.
You had some Native American in there?
None at all. So that's
have you been told that you're Native American?
No. But you have.
I get it all the time.
Yeah, you get it all the time.
People so certain that I'm Native American, they say, "What tribe am I from?"
I always thought I was going to see something like there was like a little bit of Saharian African, but that's more like further up northeast. So, but it's like 0.2%.
Or what's interesting here are the races that I've been accused of being, not accused. Wrong term. My apologies. That I have been proposed that I am on because I put videos up every day of my music. Native American a lot, Italian, and Jewish. I've been said you're Jewish. People that are disparaging, that are anti-Semitic have called me Jewish, disparaging terms, and I'm not Jewish. So,
so this is that part of the episode. All right, how did it make you feel?
Well, nobody likes to have disparaging terms thrown at them, whether they are that of that that race or not. I mean, it should be eliminated. We shouldn't be disparaging other people based on who they are.
You know what? Let's take this to the next level. Let me go right.
What are you going to write down?
see here. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna make three blanket. I'm gonna make three statements, and you're gonna tell me how those things make you feel. The first one's, Tim, you are very smart.
Oh, I accept that. I like that. Yes.
Oh, just wait. Tim, you are stupid.
I don't like that.
Tim. Tim, that was a questionable decision. Now, of those three things, which one did you enjoy?
Well, of course, the first one.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And your problem with the second one?
No one likes to be called stupid.
No. Nobody does. But some people just got to own it. And the third one, that was a questionable decision.
I consider the source.
Well,
I'm quite confident in my decisions. I'm quite confident in my decision. So
I'll tell you,
if someone thinks that I made a questionable decision, I'm like, you probably don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if the source is you and you're saying it to me, this is accurate 95% of the time. Maybe you should have this. I need a therapist. Guys, just go ahead and Venmo us. We'll start an account for my GoFundMe for my therapist. It's going to be
it's amazing. GoFundMe is a phenomenon. How long is GoFundMe? That's a platform, and I think the general category is group. What was it called? Group fundraising?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think that's by far the biggest one, but I know there are other sites.
A couple ones, and they have a couple different little rules. I think one of them, like, if you don't reach it, like they won't.
You get none of the money.
None of the money or something.
Yeah, you don't get any of the money.
Maybe that's how you set it up too, or whatever. But it's amazing.
You have to reach your goal. You have to reach your minimum goal to get funded. But I mean, did that certainly didn't exist? When did that start? Certainly 20 years ago. I don't think it existed in 2005.
Usually we have to say what's
double
the number,
things.
then we added 10
we double
years,
it, or we add 10 years. Yeah,
that's been a rule of thumb. But Tim, I think
time goes so fast.
You already added your 10 years. You said 10.
2005 is what I'm going to guess.
Sounds,
when did crowdfunding? Crowdfunding. That's what it's called. Crowdfunding.
Yeah,
that's the category. When did?
Which I mean, I feel like it's probably been long, but the first time a website has ever done it,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like church is where it's really started. Like if somebody had a need or something,
I need to be looking at. I need to be looking at
the
the comments. My apologies for not doing that.
But what was the main one called?
It says we're not live. I thought we were live.
Oh
no, now we're live on Instagram. What the heck?
Crowdfunding. What's the name of the one? The one that you just said. What's that website? GoFund.
No,
GoFundMe, right?
Is that it? GoFundMe.
That's not the one we used, though, was it? Is that another one? GoFundMe. Yeah, number one crowdfunding. Yeah. Start date. All right, we're trying not to have too much downtime, but yeah, 2010.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So what?
So I was 5. Yeah, I had it right.
15 years ago. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then they probably just take a small percentage. Just like, gosh, I hope it's what?
They might take 15%. They might take 15%.
No, definitely not. Only 2.9.
Oh, really? Okay.
Plus 30 per donation. But the 2.9, that's basically covering your credit.
Plus how much? 30
cents.
Oh, 30 cents. 30 cents.
Which is completely reasonable because you're going to have probably at least 2% charge on your credit card. Like there's going to be a credit card fee.
Yes.
So that's
yeah.
So really, they're probably just making 30 cents is what their cost is probably for the most part. But I mean, being the number one makes a big difference. So. Wow, that's good. That's why they're probably number one too. Is that they take? I mean, you're not going to open an account if you're going to lose 20% or 30%. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah. So 2010 it started. So 15 years ago. I mean, more than 15 years ago, or 16. Now we're in 2026.
Yeah. So if you there might be some other ones out there, but I mean, looking at the numbers, GoFundMe is definitely that's why they're the number one. They just take a small percentage. Basically the credit card fee and then 30 cents each donation. So don't donate just $1 because you are losing
70 cents.
70.
You're only getting 70 cents. You're losing 30%. Yeah.
There. But I mean, yeah, so do at least like $10. Give it some you can afford.
Yeah. So anyway, GoFundMe. It's interesting, crowdsourcing, and we were talking about also, there's something called couch surfing. Is that still a thing?
I have heard of that too. I've checked out. It's been years since I've looked at it.
I mean, now that's been around
a 10 years.
Google that. See, when did that start? Where you literally can find on an app, you can find somebody's house and you can sleep on their couch.
There's a membership fee because they do a background check and everything. But I think it's basically free. Couch surfing.
I mean, these things didn't exist. I remember when I got my first text. I had a what do you call it? Flip phone, and I didn't know that texts were possible. My buddy John Mollison,
2004,
sent me around 2004. It would have been because I remember I was in Florida on a business trip, and I was in a taxi, and I took out my phone, and there was a written message. I'm like, how did this get on my phone? I didn't even know that was possible. And John sent me my first ever text message. Didn't know that existed. That had to have been in the early aughts. I'm thinking,
which is so
based
funny
on
how
what I was doing at that time.
That became the fad that we used the most when that became before cell phones. Beepers. You could type out what you wanted. Not that much. Well, you probably knew. I've never had a beeper. Did you ever have a beeper?
I never did.
You never did. Okay, but I think there were
people who live by their, live by their beeper.
I knew I mean, that was a big thing for doctors and stuff.
Yeah.
On call people.
You can you can send a message,
and then you usually went to the landline back in the day. I mean, that was before cell phones.
Yeah. So how technology has changed. Of course, social media. We didn't have social media in the aughts. I mean, Facebook didn't become a thing till around 2010, maybe. I think we looked this up once before.
And now we both basically have a glorified pager because we ignore all phone calls and just text people and use it for internet.
We've regressed.
It's a pager with the internet.
How many of you watching, if you get a phone call, do you answer it? Whether you know the phone or not. And the younger you are, more likely you are to not talk on the phone. And
sorry, Dad, I gotta need to return your phone call.
My buddy Jimmy's got 2 teenage boys, and he says that he will call them and they will text him back instead of answering the call saying, what do you need? Or what do you want?
Oh, I hate that. What do you want?
Why did you not just pick up the phone, son?
Do you love me? That's what it's, that's my first.
They don't even pick up the phone call from their dad, from their father. I mean, they have a great relationship with their dad. Both of them do. There's a great family, but they will not answer the phone ever. They just text them back. What do you need? What do you want?
It's so interesting. I was like,
how can I help you, sir?
My mom, I'm going to say this, but you don't have to feel bad anyway if you happen to watch this podcast. But a big funny difference between my parents is just like my dad is like very sentimental, which is funny. He's the male, but he's more sentimental and more like family. I mean, he'll probably more excite you to see you than your sister. My dad will be. He likes to see family. He likes to be around family.
I know that. I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's like he enjoys that nostalgia-ness. I mean, he tells a crazy story of like when he went and dropped me off at college, and he went home that night and went to bed, and he had a crazy visual dream or audible where he heard me crying identically to the way I cried as a child. He was just like, oh, my boy, I was like, oh, how fitting. Like, you just dropped me off at college and then you have something traumatic.
Were you crying in real life, or were you happy?
No, I was having the time of my life.
Having the time of your life. I'm free. I'm in college. I'm making new friends. All the barriers are gone. All the shackles have fallen off. I can do whatever I want. That's how you usually feel when you move to college.
YWAM was very much like church camp. To kind of experience, and then I was getting that kind of experience. Like, it was awesome. We did dorm with other kids, like-minded people, and wanting to serve the Lord. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah, that was.
And then of course I loved church camp. I mean, it's not for everybody, that environment, because especially, I mean, it's just general. Not everybody can do the whole dorm thing, be like because ours was even different. Ours was it was like an old barn and had a bunch of bunk beds in the main area. So we were all, it was almost like our army in a way. They kind of changed it up since then. They split it all into rooms, and for the most, I think you'll have like one roommate. But I kind of only had one roommate when I first went there because we had such a small school. But then the next semester, like we were in the big area, and I had like a number of different roommates. So, but I enjoyed it. I thrived under that environment. I love that kind of camp kind of feeling, and playing like the old frisbee. What was it? Ultimate frisbee, which is really, but it's just turned to the sport. People get paid for playing ultimate frisbee. It's like, have you ever heard of ultimate frisbee? It's basically a cross between frisbee and football, where the frisbee, you catch the frisbee and then you can't move. You can only take one step. So then, like football, it's unlike football. Ultimate frisbee is continuous. So then you have people, defenders in your face, and then you have, I think, so many seconds to like throw it again, and whoever you throw to has to catch it and then stop right away. So you're trying to make the end zone so the ball can get the frisbee can get intercepted and everything, and it's so much fun. It's like it's like playing frisbee on steroids. It's like it's a blast. But that's one of the main things we played. And then I got introduced to drama, and that's where I got into acting and stuff and theater. So yeah, but yeah, we were talking about something. But yeah, oh yes,
I'm talking about crowdfunding.
My mom, and then got so left field. This happens on No Sugar No Cream. No problem. I'm just adding another line to.
We should make.
Well, I just named the last podcast that because I said that goofing around.
Should we make T-shirts with no sugar, no cream, no problem?
Oh, that would make a good T-shirt. That would be cool. Yeah. But anyways, I was just gonna say, whereas my mom is just content with what she's doing. She loves Pokemon hunting. Maybe she's busy. She'll probably ignore my phone call before my dad would, by far. I was talking my dad up, and then my mom's ready to go, and they're going to dinner, and she's not saying anything the whole time. And then all of a sudden, we'll talk to you later. Like she's ready for us to wrap it up because she wants to go to dinner. Basically, she doesn't say anything the whole time, and like, talk to you later, honey.
She's a driver. She's a driver, like I am a driver.
Yeah. So love you, Mom. You crack me up. Oh, she's so much fun.
And I probably will make my nephew's eyes glaze over when I talk about this, but I learned this when I was in sales training at DuPont. I was a salesperson for DuPont Technical Sales, and I may have discussed this on a podcast, but you can never discuss it.
No, Tim,
too many
you
times.
Never have it. What is this place called, DuPont? No, it's great. It's always
and the four.
It's okay.
We were taught the four categories of customers that you have, and none are better than any others. They're not personality traits. They're how you interact with each other. And I found it, I know there's the Enneagram, and I've looked into the Enneagram, and to me, the Enneagram itself, well, I don't want people that love the Enneagram, and it to me is not as useful as like you're at a 4 or a 6 or I think that's what the Enneagram is. I'm not and then there's ENJP and that one, I don't know which one that one is. I have found this one to be so usable, and I think about it every day because I can think about how people will react to things. And the easiest way to describe it is what each person wants to save. A driver wants to save time. I'm a driver, very time focused, and my nephew says that I have Timpatience. What is the definition of Timpatience, nephew?
Timpatience is Tim not having any patience.
So is it another level above impatience?
Yes, Timpatience.
So drivers tend to be very time focused and to want to save time. And so we were taught as salespeople, when you go call, if your customer is a driver, when you walk into their office, you're making a sales call and they're not going to be happy to see you. You're not family. You're interrupting them. And so you start pitching the driver before you even sit down because you're only going to have so much time. And the opposite of that is the amiable, which your dad is amiable. Amiables are about saving relationships. and they will martyr themselves even to save a relationship. And if you go into Amy Will's office and say, before you start pitching, before you even sit down, they'll be offended. They want to build a relationship. You sit down and how you doing, how the kids, how's the golf game, et cetera, whatever the topics are. And then maybe 10 minutes in, you then bring up, hey, I got this new product or whatever it is you're pitching. And then you got an analytical, and they want to save face. Everything, they're very analytical, and they want to have everything perfect. Thank God for analyticals, because they're usually the only ones who read the manual. Drivers don't have time to read manuals. We're always focused on time. So analyticals make it perfect, make it better. And they usually want to save face. They're very connected to getting it right. They want to be right. And then you have expressives, which my nephew is an expressive. An expressive has a lot of great qualities, the life of the party, but they want to save effort, typically. So they have a group of people around them. If you see an expressive, they're usually the center of the group of attention. Everybody's around them. They can command. And that's my nephew. Very expressive. So, and so when you talk about how your parents interact, I'm already thinking about it. Well, your mom is a driver like me because she's my sister. My dad was a driver, and she got that characteristic, and we're time focused, and we're not as interactive. Although then you have a secondary characteristic. Some people's eyes are glazing over already. And my secondary is expressive, believe it or not. So I do have that side of me, but my primary default is to be focused on time. So
very interesting. Very interesting. I feel my knowledge, my head is expanding. Knowledge is increased.
And yeah. So, and there's a lot more to it. Like, what's the backup style? How do they react under stress? And we were taught, like, if there's a kid, because we have these personalities when we're kids, and if your kid in the grocery store, and you want a candy bar, and you're with the mom, and I should look at the comments. I don't know if there's comments here, and you want a candy bar. Mom says it's too close to dinner. You can't have a candy bar. Well, the driver will say, fine then, and be autocratic. The backup is be autocratic. Either buy it themselves or put it in the basket hoping a mom won't see, or steal it even, depending on their morals.
Well, the adult would buy it itself, I would say.
If the kid is an expressive, the first thing they'll do is they'll throw a fit, trying to embarrass their mom into getting the candy bar. The amiable wants to save relationships. They will say, they'll martyr themselves. They say, okay, I guess I can't have a candy bar.
All right, role play. All right.
Now, and one more, analytical. They will give you 5,000 reasons. They analyze. They have the facts. They say, but I have been a good boy for 2 weeks and I haven't had anything all afternoon. Give you,
all right, let's find out which one I am. Okay, you're the mother. I'm the child. We're going to Walmart. We're going to the candy. Okay, all right. Action. Mama, can I get something, Mama?
No.
Oh,
you can't.
Mama. Okay,
we
Mama,
we don't have time.
Can I tell you something, Mama?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, first, don't lie to me because I know we have time. Mama, I've been a good boy.
Okay, so you're an analytical. Okay,
I'm getting.
You're trying to reason with me.
C's and above.
Okay, giving me reasons. Analytical.
I haven't beaten my brother in 3 days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you do have a point there.
And if you give me this candy, I won't make a scene.
Ah, okay.
So I would say it's in your best interest. It's in your best interest.
You seem awfully mature. How old are you now?
3 years old.
3 years. You're awfully intelligent and have an incredible negotiating skill for 3 years old.
Thank you.
Are you a genius? Are you a genius?
If you have a problem with the way I'm acting at all, please just tell my Uncle Tim that I've been misbehaving and it's all his fault, okay? So give me that candy bar.
All right, we probably lost a bunch of viewers talking about that. My fault, not you. Your skit is good. My no one wants to hear about personality traits. Probably. Apologies if you're still with us. So Seth, take over and give something interesting. Talk about something that they might be interested in, not my boring stuff.
Whistles were created in 1785. No, I have no idea.
How about sports? How about the game last night? How about that, huh? Indiana.
Oh yeah, the college championship. So now what? The last 5 years has it been where it's not just bowls? They have like the top so many teams do a bracket, which is nice, which makes it fun. So you had number 10,
the playoff.
I mean, definitely by far, Indiana was favored to beat Miami. But then Miami had a home field advantage by somehow.
How did they do that?
Well, the bowl was all rescheduled in Miami. That was what happened.
Wow. Oh, okay.
They had little.
It's like
chance.
Sometimes Super Bowl a team plays in their home.
Just get lucky.
Sometimes
they could just get lucky.
But we could research. I bet it's happened less than 2 or 3 times in the history of the Super Bowl.
Very true.
It's very,
you would think it's super more uncommon for a championship. But I guess you're only going to be in those certain. You're going to be in those big. In those schools, because this is going to be the highest level, Division I and all that. But yeah, so it's Miami, who is number 10, going to play number 1 Indiana. Indiana hadn't lost a game all year.
16-0, baby. 16-0.
So that coach had just come in and turned around that team like in one season, which is crazy. Like, I guess they sucked last year.
That's what my buddy Jimmy tells me. He's from Indiana, and he was really following this with great interest. And he said, we need this because, the Colts were doing quite well until they got a whole bunch of injuries, and they fell off the playoffs. And then the Pacers, they were in the finals, NBA finals last year, and then they're 9.5 games out of even the play-in term. So he said, we need something to work. And he was saying that we need the Indianapolis to win this, and they just dominated. I mean, it was a little close there in the end because Miami started coming back. But I did see a meme today that amazing. Who's the Heisman winner? Is that Mendoza? Is that his name? The quarterback Mendoza. Did I get that right?
Right.
Yeah, and he's the quarterback, and he won the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that he gave all glory to God? In fact, I'm a Christian, and any of my successes, I give all glory to God, and I really appreciate it when these athletes do that. I mean, they don't have to talk about it often, but they just let you know where they're at. Anyway, he was being interviewed when he came out of high school. He was a 2 out of 5 recruit, and he wanted to go to Miami because he's from Florida, I guess, and they turned him down. They wouldn't. He wanted to walk on, and he didn't make it. And so he went to another college, I guess, and then he eventually ended up at Indianapolis, and he won the national championship in Miami against the team who said he was a 2-star recruit and who declined to let him have a walk-on. He said, full circle for me, and it means a lot. And so, you never know. You never know. I mean, it's just amazing how out of high school he could have given up, and now he's the talk. I mean, he's going to go probably number 1 in the draft when he goes to the draft. I mean, winning the Heisman and winning the national championship.
It's only been like a handful of times, like 5 or 6 times, I guess. I think it's
that the winner of the Heisman won the championship. Yeah, so that's
pretty awesome.
And they were 16-0. How many times has that happened? I mean, this is a unicorn type of a season. And the year before, they were horrible. So all of those things together, this is like a Cinderella story.
Still a great game. Ended up being so much closer than anybody thought.
Yeah.
It still came down to the last drive. It ended up being a pick there at the end. But it was expected. There was a 7.5 point favor by Indiana. So,
and they won by 6.
And they won by what's this?
6. They won by 6.
Oh yeah, because a touchdown.
They had two field goals.
Yeah, it was
at the end. 2 field goals. They had a two field goal advantage, and they picked the game off. But then the guy didn't try to run it. And then he did some, got him a 15-yard penalty. So they got the ball on the 3-yard line. All they had to do was take a knee 2 times. And then when you take a knee, you lose 1.5 yards. They're on the 3-yard line. And I mean, he could have run another 3 yards. Of course, he didn't expect to get a 15-yard penalty. We were talking about this. I think he was in the wrong, although he's probably happy that they're going to win the game. But he was nobody near him. He could have run another 5 yards or so. But instead, he just stopped there, which you made the point that you could if you down yourself, then you can't fumble it.
The big mistake was that he shouldn't have. So he celebrated too much. Or
he got a 15-yard penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct, was it? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't think he roughed anybody because there was nobody there.
I think it was excessive celebration. I think you can't celebrate with like more than 3 people or something like that. It's something, they have weird rules in college.
So that was a 15-yard penalty from where they were, and they put him on the 3-yard line.
So it made
and
he
had to do 2 knees. The amount of time left, you had to do 2 knees, and you lose a yard and a half with each knee. And so after the first one, they're on the 1.5-yard line. And if he took the knee, it would be in the end zone. That would have been a safety. That's not good. So
and you know, really, if you think about it, he made it harder on himself because the way he took the first one, it's like, oh yeah, he probably forgot he had to take 2 maybe because he down that back so far. He should have been up closer.
He should have been closer to the center,
where it would have been.
Yeah, and these guys are college. I mean, they're not pros, so you can't expect them to think, that well. And then the second time he couldn't take it right there, so he actually ran it into a hole between the guard and the tackle, and just didn't lose. Maybe gained a half a yard, but he didn't go into the end zone, and that was enough. Then time could expire. Then there was enough time left.
What if that ball would have got knocked out? Him trying to do that. Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Well, but even then,
it could have been recovered and scored by touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, because they're only a few yards away,
and then they got the extra point.
Yeah, yeah. Dangerous.
If the time has expired, do you still get to kick the extra point? I feel like
I believe so.
I think so, but then I've had this weird thought that in some cases,
because the extra point, the time doesn't run when you kick the extra point.
I know, like in playoffs, in overtime, the way that overtime used to be, where like just who the first one to score wins, they didn't kick the extra point because the game was over. The first one to score won. So maybe that's why I'm getting confused.
I think you are. I mean, but does the clock run when they kick the extra point? You know the answer. No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah,
kicking the extra point. So you don't need time on the clock to kick an extra point, based on that extrapolation.
Well, the other interesting thing that happened over the weekend, you had the playoffs. A couple games left in the AFC and the NFC, playing for the NFC and the AFC champions before the Super Bowl next month. And Bo Nix won with the Broncos, but he broke his ankle like one of the last plays. He still finished, but I think he broke it like a play or two before. I mean, like he had a broken ankle.
That was the game we saw where the guy threw, they said, probably the best touchdown pass ever in the history of the NFL, right? The losing
was that
game.
one? I can't even remember.
I think it was that game, wasn't it?
I remember that being said, but I can't remember who that was.
We saw so many games that I'm just a casual fan, so I don't remember which was which.
There was crazy.
I don't even have a team that I support in the NFL at this point in time. I mean, I live in Nashville. I could support the Titans, but
Cowboys.
I support the Cowboys. Cowboys is my team. Go Cowboys!
Thank you, Tim. I mean, I do a good effort with supporting you with the
yes. So I support the Cowboys.
You're not obligated to, but I am pressuring you.
Your team that you do like, though. You heard the bad news about the Warriors in the NBA?
Oh no.
Jimmy Butler has a season-ending ACL tear. He tore his ACL. He's out for the season. And they had won 5 games in a row, so they were on the uphill. And unless they can trade for somebody, they're not.
They're already barely competing. They're having to do the play-in. Still,
they're still in the play-in. And so Jimmy Butler was a major part of that team. So that's tough. That's tough. He can't. No way he can be back this season.
Okay.
And he might even be out most of next season. ACL tear. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big one.
So I didn't even get to the crazy news. So the Broncos. Oh yeah, well, I did start to say it though. He broke his ankle, so he's out. You're losing your starting quarterback, and you're about to go into the championship. One more win, and then you're at the Super Bowl. So your backup is going to be starting, which is crazy, and they needed a third string, which is so cool. It's kind of a cool story all of its own. A guy named Ben Danuki, who had been playing for a number of different teams, gotten cut for the 7th time, just got picked up as the third string and gets to be playing in the playoffs, or at least he's a backup.
He's the backup.
You kind of hoping that he doesn't play. You want the play, or he technically, he's third string, so he shouldn't play. He's there for emergency. Who knows? They might put him in with something. They could do something crazy. I mean, sometimes they'll have some kind of specialty play where
Well,
they'll have a couple.
There have been a number of quarterbacks who had their opportunity and shown. Who was the guy who was a backup quarterback? I think his name was
44-year-old.
No, well, I'm not talking about him. That was for Indianapolis. But there was a guy years ago, Kurt something, who was Kurt Warner, who was a backup quarterback and won. He won the Super Bowl because the starting quarterback got hurt.
That happens with. Drew Bledsoe. Got injured, and who came in after him? Tom Brady. So it's, some of that happens. I mean, usually that has probably happened more than you want it to have happened because, I mean, you don't stop playing until you've. I mean, a lot of times you go out with an injury. That is a common thing to.
Well, yeah,
about being
and I can name. I remember NBA again. Years ago now, a young Beard. I can't even think of his name because I just think it was the Beard. What the heck is his name? He's been an MVP. He and there were three players there: Russell Westbrook, Harden, last name Harden, the Beard, and then of course 7 foot tall slim guy, KD, Kevin Durant. All three of them were in Oklahoma City at the same time. And James Harden was sixth man. He was sixth man. He wasn't even starting. And he demanded a trade. He got traded. And then the next year, he just exploded. I think he definitely started. And I don't think he was MVP, but he was, for being a sixth man to being incredibly huge, it was a big deal. And so sometimes you get your chance. Does that mean that the people who are coaching and choosing who gets the slots are wrong? I don't know. I mean, it's really hard. Oh, wow. Please come home to Ireland. Amy, thank you. And
we do love Ireland.
Rojo Rory, thank you so much. Great guitar player. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really, I do. I mean, just being honest, I get more hate comments than I get positive comments. So when you say that, it really does mean a lot. Thank you. Anyway, go ahead.
I think they designated a farm from Russia to your social media. If you get more hates, you should not be getting more hates than.
Well, people don't tend to, right? People don't tend to comment. I mean, just like if you get reviews, if you get comments under reviews or anything, restaurant or product, whatever.
Oh my gosh!
People don't comment if it's a great product. They only comment if they're upset. I mean, it's just human nature. Yeah, it's human nature. So I get that.
Yeah. So
Ireland, I do want to come to Ireland, and my buddy Jimmy. Sorry to interrupt you. I've never been to Ireland. I want to go so badly. My buddy Jimmy is part Irish, American, who's part Irish, and we've talked about going to Ireland for 5 years. At least, and we hope to make it there soon. I have not.
I guess I haven't. I've never been to Ireland too.
No, I don't think you have.
Love to experience Ireland.
Love to experience Ireland.
I seem like I like the culture.
Old, very, very deep culture. Well, I mean to say, long history. Very rich culture. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. They seem like a very upbeat people. I think I would enjoy being around them. But yeah. So I was just gonna kind of wrap up. So Ben DiNucci, so I guess he is technically third, but they're putting him on the practice squad. But I'm pretty sure you dress out a third string, so I'm thinking he's going to be on the team probably. But he's familiar. He's played with the Broncos before. He's familiar with how they do things. So that's why. But it's so cool. He was just doing like NFL Network or something. He was doing commentary, and he got pulled back into the NFL. So, and last year, and last year he was doing XFL, I believe, and he originally played for even the Cowboys years ago, but still fresh. He had played as soon he got cut this year or last year. He was the last time he got cut, so I think it might even been this year. And so very exciting for him. So hopefully that, if anything, that turns into something else. I mean, goodness, just even a third, or especially, man, there's guys that make a crazy living just their whole life being a backup to somebody, because that's an important job. You got to be. It is amazing. I mean, amazing the skill level of even like a lot of these guys could probably go play for a team where the quarterback's struggling, like these second string guys. I mean, I remember the Cowboys when their starter got hurt and the second string and I felt like he was just as good. He won like 3 or 4 games in a row while Dax was hurt. And Dak. No, I said Dax like Dax Shepard. It's what is it? Now I can't remember my quarterback's name for the Cowboys, but he got hurt and the second string came in, and I thought he played just as well. And so he ended up getting picked up by another team because he was so good. I don't know if he's starting.
I mean, it's like if you go to, I mean, in just any category. We're talking about NBA. Well, let's talk about it also in not even sports. Let's talk about it for, say, if you go to the Broadway and, Broadway plays or shows, or not just Broadway, but similar, a drama or a theater, and it's live on stage, and they have understudies. And sometimes you get the program and there'll be an insert of the program. Tonight, so-and-so's name, who's on the program as the person, is not performing, but their understudy, so-and-so, is filling in. Well, you normally don't notice a drop-off, or I haven't. I mean, I've been to a number of plays. And when that happens, they have to be pretty doggone good because they have to step at a moment's notice. And I think a lot of those plays, they're doing like 8 a week. They're doing every day plus 2, plus a matinee on Saturday. I mean, I think there's like 7, 8 times a week. That's a grind. That's a lot. That's quite a schedule. I could be off on that, but I believe that's about the cadence of what a successful Broadway event is. So
well, I would easily say, and I think most people probably agree with me that an actor in a play, a stage, takes much more skill, much more experience than an actor in a movie.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
And by far, which is so funny, movies are so much more popular and more faces and make so much more money. So much more you can make good money on Broadway. You can make good money, but you're going to make much more money in the movies. And for a couple of reasons. I mean, like the movies can.
Well, you can do endless number of takes. You can have somebody. What's that?
Yeah, and if you have a good director, they can literally. I got some experience doing production. Then we filmed some scenes, and man, my director had me do this certain line over and over because I kept on saying a weird way. The way if I emphasized the wrong part of the word.
Okay.
And he just had me do it over and over again. And real directors will literally do that. You can take any skill level for the most part. If you're a good director and you have somebody that is able to do what is told, and they can pull that acting out of you. You can't do that to an extent you got to be able to memorize all the lines. It takes a lot of longevity. I mean, of course, you are even putting more hours in with acting, but there's a lot of downtime too.
Well, it depends. It depends on the director. You got directors who do like. Go ahead.
I would just to wrap up what I was saying. Now, the big plus thing about being an actor, where you need to have a certain look. The look you have is always more important because the camera's going to show every pore. Being an attractive person is good, but then there's that it factor with actors, being able to deliver the lines. Yeah, anybody can get you to do it so way, but man, there's certain levels of like acting that like it just comes through, and it's so much more real than I even feel like than production. I feel like. With a stage play, it's put on. It's put on to an extent,
and everything has to be exaggerated.
As real.
Everything is exaggerated because it's hard to see the details.
Not with movies,
in a movie, you can do a close up, right? Yeah. You can do a close up, like you said, every pore, but you're not doing a close up in the theater. And everybody in the theater, you want them to have the same experience, and so you have to project, right? Didn't they tell you about projecting?
Yes,
you have to project, and so the person in the back row. has to get the same experience, and you have to over exaggerate all your movements because you do a small movement like in a movie. You can and again,
that's why it seems so fake. Yeah,
because you can subtle. Some of the best acting that is done without the great actors don't even need to say a line. They do it all with their facial expressions or their facial movements, or there are great actors who can tell so much without even really saying anything. You can't see that from the theater.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the front row, it's going to be hard for you to see that. I mean, if you're in the back row, you ain't seeing that.
Yeah, somebody if you stick somebody a stage actor into a movie, like say half the actors are acting like they're acting on a movie and half of them they're acting like they're a person on stage, that will quickly turn into a comedy.
Because the stage actors will be overacting, right? Over projecting and everything.
Tim, we have to go stop the bank robbers. Let's go. Almost. And scene.
Yeah. Well, the arts are so cool, and makes me want to go to New York and go to another, start going to. I
want to see a big production where there's a lead actor, like a big actor that's doing a big production.
Serious production. I used to go when I lived in New York for 4 years, and I went to so many shows, so many things. Who's the Ian? Who's the actor who played in some of the Ian? He got into the Marvel movies. He's a British Shakespearean actor, famous Ian McLaughlin. Or was he in Gandalf? Was he Gandalf? No.
Yeah, he did X-Men. The
X-Men, yes. What's his name? Ian McLaughlin?
Who is he? He's but yeah, he plays opposite.
What is his name? Let's look it up.
I can't think of his name.
British actor. I think Ian McLaughlin is what I believe. I have when I was living in Boston in the late 80s, dating myself, this is a long time ago. I was dating a woman, and I wonder what happened to her because she had such great taste. And she took me she said, I'm going to take you to this event.
Ian McKellen.
McKellen, that's it. Ian McKellen. How old is he now?
Ooh.
I knew it had the M. It started with an M, so I had part of it right. Not McLaughlin, McKellen. Irish, I suppose that's an Irish name. If it doesn't, it's not M-A-C, is it? It's M-C. I think there's between Irish and Scottish is the Scottish has the A. We have Scottish people on
86.
here. He's 86, yeah. So he would have been in his 30s, maybe. How many years ago that would have been? Like 1990 would have been 36 years ago. So 50. He was in his 40s. He was in his 40s. Anyway, so it was a one-man show, and I'll never forget it. It was so impactful, and I didn't know much about Shakespeare. I still don't know much about Shakespeare. But he was there, and he got up, and he just did bits and pieces from Shakespeare's catalog. And I remember him asking, do you know how many Shakespeare plays there are? And people threw out answers, and he said 36 is what the answer he gave. I remember this. And now if you Google that, now there is not agreement on how many Shakespeare plays there are. The number is not all agreed by the experts. Some say 36, some say another number, either more or less than 36. But
is it less? Because isn't there some
that they
maybe
think
he didn't write some of them?
That got accredited to him? But Ian McKellen says it is 36, so I'm going with 36, Seth. Yeah, so what an amazing, I mean, that kind of stuff, that art, he's just up there kind of doing a one-man deal, doing some soliloquies from Shakespeare, and then he starts talking to the audience, and he starts talking about all the different plays that Shakespeare did, and it was like a really unique experience. And I think I still have the playbook somewhere. I save a lot of playbooks, and I love going to things like that. That is enriching the soul, in my opinion. Ian McKellen.
Mm-hmm.
Does Shakespeare, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, some people say 37 to 38 because there's a debate of lost work and debated collaborations. I'm doing it with other people, yeah. But then it says, yeah.
But apparently in the late 80s, 36 was the number because that's what Ian McKellen said. He said 36.
The first folio,
yeah, folio
in 1628 contained 36 plays.
Okay, that's where the 36 comes from. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we cover it all here at No Sugar, No Cream, no problem.
Yes,
we cover everything. Everything from sports to personality descriptors to Shakespeare. What other podcasts could you possibly?
We should open up a coffee place.
What other podcasts could you possibly have so many deep conversations?
Yes.
Oh, wow. He is Irish. Okay, thank you. Lancastershire.
Oh, Lancastershire of the Round Table. Yes, good sir. Thank you for your
so
comment.
much. Yeah, sir. He's Sir Ian McKellen now.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was going to say that. You son of a gun beat me to it. Oh, clever listeners we have here at the round table. That's not so round. I think this is more of an octagon.
That's amazing that you're born in the same place. That's incredible. This listener from our podcast said that Sir Ian McKellen was born in
it's very intriguing.
UK. I'm sorry. My apologies. Okay, I thought Lancashire. I don't even know how to pronounce.
What's even more interesting
UK.
is that I
it's
thought
not
this
Irish.
table was
My apologies. Northwest
this
UK.
This table is not an octagon. It's only 6 sides. What's that? 6 sides? Sixagon? I don't know.
It is a hexagon.
Hexagon. Not a stop sign shape. Octagon.
That would be 8.
I'm working on my shapes. Let's start with square.
No, let's start with triangle, sir.
Let's stop. We're done. Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody.
Thank you for listening. I'm assuming you are in the UK now, born there in Lancashire. Love the UK. Okay, yeah, I'm just conversing with our, fans.
No, I'm just talking to the rest of them. They just felt left out. Somebody's getting a little bit too much attention over there, Mr. Commenter.
All right, take it away, Seth. Take it away.
Guys, thank you once again for listening to, scratching your head to. No Sugar, No Cream podcast. This has been episode 72. We will see you next time. Yes. Bye.
Yes.
You can only hold it for so long.
Not